This is Texans TV. Texans Extra Points is sponsored by BHP and by Reliant, the official energy provider of the Houston Texans, and by your Houston area Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
We are ready to rock at NRG Stadium. Watt gets him down this time. JJ with the sack. Rock and roll. Touchdown. Deshaun Watson.
Well, that sure was a lot of fun, wasn't it? Hope your Thanksgiving weekend is going splendidly. My name's Drew Dougherty. This is Texans Extra Points, and look who we got. It's Cecil Shorts III, former Houston Texans wide receiver, played for about a decade in the NFL. We got a lot to discuss. You ready?
Let's do it, brother.
All right, let's do it. But first, let's get some news of the week out of the way. For that, we turn to the Red Diamond Iced Tea Quick Hits, and hey, the Texans put up 41 points in a Thanksgiving Day win at Detroit. It's the second straight Thanksgiving Day win they've had in franchise history. They did it 8 years ago against the Lions as well. But you won't catch Romeo Crennel getting complacent after the team picked up win number 4 of 2020.
Many times I think about the negative rather than the positive, and so in thinking about the negative, there are things we can do better, and we need to do better if we're going to be strong in the last month of the season.
We're going to talk quite a bit about Deshaun Watson in this show, but first we got to talk about the trick play he was involved in. He made a nice pass, but on that play, so did Duke Johnson. Here's what happened in that fourth quarter unconventional score for the Texans.
Really, when I called the play, Duke looked at me and was like, hey, if we got pressure, I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to pitch it back. So that's why he kind of carried the ball a little bit longer than what he's supposed to. And when he kept it, I just called him. I was like, hey, Duke. I was yelling his name. And he just turned around and threw it back to me. And I grabbed it, and I seen Will naked. So I got it to Will, and that's how it really happened.
But well before that touchdown, the scoring got started in the first quarter when J.J. Watt had a pick six. It was all too familiar. And hey, it was a lot of fun on Thanksgiving Day.
I knew it was a pass. We had a blitz on, so I was going up the field, but I saw he was going to throw quickly. So I stopped rushing and jumped up. Hit me square in the hands, double clutched it, and then just spun out and ran to the end zone.
All right, so that was a fun Thanksgiving Day win. Just about everything happened out of left field for you in that victory. But let's first talk about the quarterback play of Deshaun Watson, which was sterling on Thursday, and really over the last 6 weeks has been excellent. 0 picks in that time, 15 touchdown passes. He's also run one in as well. He's a man on fire. Can he even get better, though?
Man, it is hard to say like that he can get better because to me he's playing top 5 ball right now. He is on a roll. He's just wheeling and dealing, finding the guys, going through his progression. The last Sunday game we had, he hit 9 different receivers. This week, a bunch of different receivers again. He's finding Cooks, he's finding Fuller, he's going through his progressions. He looks good in the pocket, he's being smart with the football. It's hard to say he can get better, but I think there is a little bit of being a tad bit more patient in the pocket at times, but when he's able to make plays with his feet, when he's able to get out the pocket and keep the pocket going, keep the play going, man, he is so dangerous. So he's exceptional right now.
And it's fun to hear him talk in these post games and during the week as well when he does talk to the media. He's just saying, I'm just taking what the defense gives me. I'm just spreading the ball around that way. And you can see it when you look at the stat sheet because on Thursday, the tight ends were really not involved in the game. Now, Jordan Akins had a couple come his way, just couldn't corral it. Kahale Waring as well. He got his first target as a receiver in the NFL. But the tight ends were shut out on the stat sheet. Now, you go back 2-3 games, tight ends were a big part of the offense. It's depending on what the defense is giving. And that's not always something that we've seen from Deshaun, which is kind of characteristic of a young quarterback, right?
Yeah, it's just a good job by him, to be honest. Just taking what the defense gives you. They did a good job yesterday getting into empty, getting into bunch, and finding different matchups. And wherever the matchup gives you, they take advantage of that. Obviously, Duke Johnson, outside versus linebacker, fake the slant and go. Great read, great play call. When you can just take what they give you and continue to be consistent with that, great things happen.
Will Fuller and DeAndre Hopkins, that was a nice combo, man. When they were healthy and doing what they could do, really good combo. Hey, Nothing to sneeze at, though, with Fuller and Brandon Cooks, though, is there?
Man, listen, the way Cooks and Fuller, they complement each other so well. Yeah. And you can't decide, like if you're a defensive coordinator, okay, you're going to cover Will Fuller with two people? Well, you got Cooks one-on-one. And if you look at the replays of the game yesterday, at the line of scrimmage, they're killing guys in man coverage.
They had no chance. You saw a defensive back sneak up, and you knew.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson saw that in the periphery, or just saw it looking at it, and that was lights out, right?
Oh, it was literally the go ball to Will Fuller, which was a perfect ball, by the way. He didn't have to do anything. Off the line of scrimmage, beats him, and just runs right by. And when you got guys on both sides that can do that, and you can put them in different spots, unbelievable, man.
All right, we got more to get into. Stick with me because we got to turn to a telestrator now. And our John Harris is breaking down the X's and O's. Speaking of that combo, Watson to Fuller, he broke down that first touchdown pass on Thursday.
Welcome into Texas Telestrator, presented by BMW. I am John Harris. So we're going to go to the surface, powered by Microsoft, to take a look at Will Fuller and Deshaun Watson completing a 40-yard touchdown on Thanksgiving Day. And this we've seen before from the Texans. You get man coverage out here. Those are all manned up. Post safety in the middle. Late getting over. Deshaun's going to drop it in the bucket from back here to over there. First things first, though, you got to keep Deshaun protected. Once you watch Max Sharping, Everson Griffin's in a 4-eye, basically inside of Laramie, and he darts inside Max. But Max never gives up on his block. It looks right there like, oh, that's trouble. But Max doesn't try to wheel around. He just rides Griffin on past. That's a good job by Max to just take him basically where he don't want to go. That gives Deshaun time to deliver that ball. And you can see right here, when Deshaun threw that football right there, Fuller is even with the defensive back from the Lions, Amani Oruwariye. From this point to the catch point, watch how much separation Will creates. I mean, it's like they're running in quicksand and Will's just run normally. It was that easy. And watching that from over on the sideline over there, I could see Fuller pulling away, and it was magnificent. That's what Will Fuller can do. Great protection by Max Sharping. Excellent throw by Deshaun Watson. You put it together, and it's 7 points against the Lions.
Stafford back to throw. And he dumps it off. It's picked off by JJ across the 15, 10, 5. Rock and roll. Watt, pick six.
J.J. Watt with a pick six. This is Texans Extra Points coming at you from the Ford Studios. Drew Dougherty, Cecil Shorts III. You played with J.J. Watt. You played with him when he was a Defensive Player of the Year. That play, that pick six, that took us right back to 2015, 2014 when he was absolutely wrecking shop, didn't it?
He is always been a special human being, but to see that, I was happy for him, man.
Yeah.
It was the last couple of years dealing with injuries, but him to be out there and play that well on Thanksgiving, getting pressure on the passer, really getting his hands up and making a heck of a play that probably only JJ type of guys can make, right?
Yeah.
And then seeing him running, tumbling down the end zone, it was a good feeling for him. I think it got the team really going too.
Yeah, we got to get into takeaways in just a second, but you're one of the human beings on earth who's in the top 0.001% at catching footballs. And you can catch balls that come at you really quickly. How tough is it? Degree of difficulty, JJ being right there at point blank range and corralling that ball in from Matthew Stafford, who's got a cannon.
Matthew has a cannon. That ball's coming out hot and it's coming to the flat route, so it's coming extremely fast that way. To be able to hit it and react to it, that is a very, very tough catch by him. Very impressive.
And coming into this game, Texans were in the bottom third of the league in turnover differential, meaning they didn't turn the ball over too much, but they were horrible at getting takeaways. So they were -4 coming in. They bump up to -2, which is better. They've been clean as far as not turning it over too much, and they did have the fumble from Procise. But do they come in bunches? Is that really just as simple as it gets, getting better in the takeaway game?
I've been around so many defensive coordinators. Every defensive coordinator says the same thing. Turnovers come in bunches. And it's a true statement. Once you get one, for whatever the reason, it gets the defense going, and another one happens, and another one happens. And it was like almost 3 in a row against Detroit yesterday. They did a good job of that, and the Texans did a good job of taking advantage of, I think, 2 out of 3 of the turnovers.
No doubt. You know, Watt had the one, but then Tyrell Adams forced 2 fumbles. He had 17 total tackles. This guy's been a revelation. What do you think the future holds for him? He's been excellent filling in for Benardrick McKinney this year.
He is playing lights out, man. He's everywhere where the ball is. He's sideline to sideline, making plays in the passing game, making plays in the run game, even getting pressure on the quarterback when his number is dialed up. So he's putting pressure on the DC to, hey, figure out ways when McKinney comes back next year to keep me on the field. So he's doing a hell of a job.
All right, time for some Texans trivia because CJ Prosise, Duke Johnson, each had a touchdown catch on Thursday. So that's the first time since 2014 that 2 Texans running backs have caught a scoring pass. Who did it back in 2014? We'll have that answer later on in Texans Extra Points.
Watson in the gun. Here's the snap. Deshaun firing deep. And he's got a man. Will Fuller. Touchdown, Houston. Watson deep to Will.
No news breaks here. Will Fuller V is fast. And he's so fast that the Texans use him on go routes a lot. That's where you just kind of run free. And he has 5 touchdowns this year. That's the most on go routes in the NFL. And on that go route touchdown that we saw, he ran 21.5 miles per hour. Fastest go route speed on a touchdown all season long. That's pretty deep, dark secrets there. Some next-gen stats powered by AWS. Drew Dougherty, Cecil Shorts here on Texans Extra Points. Let's talk about keys to the Texans' victory, or FCCU keys to the win Thursday. What did you see? What happened? What made it all work?
For me, the first thing that stood out, and maybe I'm an offensive guy, so I kind of lean towards that end, Tim Kelly's play calling. He was so creative, finding different ways to get guys open, whether it's empty formation, having 2 tight ends in the game and that empty looking for different matchups, or having Duke Johnson out wide, having KQT in the backfield, all the RPOs and motions they were doing yesterday, the trick play they called yesterday. Yeah. A fabulous job by Tim Kelly. You can really see his growth throughout the year, and I think that was a big point for them to win yesterday. And then finding ways to get pressure on Matthew Stafford, finding ways to get him uncomfortable in the pocket. They're doing a great job of that the last couple of games, just continue to improve that. But those 2 things stood out to me yesterday for the win.
Mine were the takeaways. And even though at one point in the game you had 3 takeaways and you were still trailing, I still think getting off the field is a huge thing for this defense. That was one of my keys. And then, hey, isn't it fun when Duke Johnson gets involved the way he did? He didn't have 100 yards rushing. Didn't matter. He caught a touchdown pass. He did get yardage on the ground when you needed it. Yeah. Very, very effective. Duke Johnson, great guy to have on this team. All right. How about your player to watch is normally what we do here, but it's player of the game. Who was your player of the game against the Detroit Lions? And it's kind of an obvious one, right?
Listen, I'm a receiver. I play with Will. Will the Thrill Fuller is my player of the game. Over 150 yards plus. Awesome job yesterday. We talked about it. Almost every catch was a first down. Maybe every catch was a first down. He's unstoppable yesterday. Yeah. You couldn't press him in man if he was offering coverage. Will did a great job running great routes, getting open, and then making plays when it came to him.
And I say it's obvious because Deshaun Watson clearly the player of the game, but we're going outside of that. So that's why Cecil chose him, and that's why I'm not choosing Deshaun Watson, because he's clearly the player of the game. But I'm going to go on the defensive side. I'm going to go with Tyrell Adams. 17 tackles, 2 forced fumbles. The guy has been everywhere. One of the silver linings in what's been a 4-7 season, but hey, the needle's kind of moving upwards. I'm excited. All right, stick with us, Cecil, because we're talking about one of your teammates. We're going to hear from one of his teammates who was mic'd up a week or so ago. It's going to be fun. This is Texans Extra Points, and we'll be right back.
Texans Extra Points has been sponsored by BHP and by Reliant, the official energy provider of the Houston Texans, by Amegy Bank, official business bank of the Houston Texans, and by Jameson. Tailgate like a Texan with Jameson Irish Whiskey.
We're back on Texans Extra Points, and earlier in the show, we asked you this question. CJ Prosise, Duke Johnson, each caught touchdowns Thursday at Detroit. That's the first time since 2014 that 2 Texans running backs each caught a touchdown in a game. So, who did it back in 2014? Arian Foster and Alfred Blue. They did so on Monday Night Football at Pittsburgh. That unfortunately came in a loss, but there's your bit of trivia. All right. You played with both of those guys. You also played with, for 1 season, 2 seasons, John Weeks, the long snapper for the Houston Texans. He has played in more games than any Houston Texan in team history. A couple weeks back, He broke a tie at 169 with Andre Johnson, so he got to 170. On Thursday, he's at 171. Well, the day he broke that tie, we had him mic'd up. So enjoy. This is John Weeks, a Pro Bowl long snapper with a microphone on during a real rugged NFL football game.
Welcome to our coverage of Houston Texans football. Today, the Texans take on the New England Patriots at NRG Stadium with the roof open for the first time in 6 years.
I think going to be a good football game. You look at what the Patriots have, they become a power running team.
No matter what happens, win or lose, the Texans going to make a little bit of history on Sunday because John Weeks will move past Andre Johnson on the all-time franchise list, and he's now played in more games than any other Texan in team history.
You too, buddy. How are you? I'm doing well. How's it going? Good. Hey, can't complain. Same old, same old. Feels good. Congratulations, buddy. Thanks, brother. Have a good one, all right? Let's go.
We have men going out to midfield for the coin toss, and one of them, John Weeks for the Texans, about to play in his 170th game for Houston, a new franchise record.
Have fun. Stay healthy. All right, my guy. All right, 1A. Good to see you, baby. How are you? Good to see you. God bless and keep you today, brother. All right.
Mr. Slater, how are you, sir? Well, how are you? Good to see you. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
Gentlemen, welcome. We have a coin. Heads and tails.
Heads.
Heads is the call. Heads is the call. It is heads. We're going to defer. New England has won the toss. Elected to defer. You'll receive. Houston will receive in this direction. Good luck, guys.
Best of luck.
Third down and 3 from the Houston 47. Watson looks it over. Here's the snap to Deshaun. Looking and throws last moment and a bit too far for Duke Johnson downfield. Here's Brian Anger into punt. Here's the punt. Olszewski calling for a fair catch, and the sun is out. With the sun in his eyes, he makes it at the 16-yard line.
Congratulations to Texans long snapper John Weeks, playing today in his 170th game, a new Houston Texans franchise record.
First and goal at the 3. Watson under center. Duke Johnson in the backfield. Watson fakes the give. Looking. Throwing back in the end zone. Got a man. Touchdown, Houston. Randall Cobb with the catch. 3-yard TD pass.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Here's Fairbairn for the extra point try. Brian Anger will hold. Here's the snap from John Weeks. Anger with the hold. The kick is up. And it's good. And we're tied at 7 with the New England Patriots at NRG Stadium.
All right, D, let's go.
Newton digs in. 3-step drop and almost picked up by Bradley Roby, timing it. It was Dante Moncrief, the intended receiver.
All right, 1-6, let's go.
Jake Bailey to punt. And back deep for the Texans. Kiki QT. Bailey gets the snap. Fires.
You got one! You're good!
And he makes the catch at the 14. Starting left, heads upfield, and makes it to the 20-yard line.
Hey, great job getting to that ball, bro. Good job. Hey, good job, boys. Good job. Yeah, that's perfect. You guys both did a good job. Worked straight back and just, muddied it up. We did a good job. Good job.
Duke Johnson in the backfield with Deshaun, who takes the snap. 3-man rush. Watson looking, pumping, escaping up the middle. Deshaun going for the end zone, taking people with him across the goal line. Touchdown, Deshaun Watson, and the Texans take the lead.
Report. Everyone good? All right.
Fairbairn for the extra point. 33 yards out between the hashes. Weeks will snap. Anger will hold. Snap on target. And here's the kick. And it's good. And the Texans have the lead over New England. 14-10 with 3:54 to go in the second quarter. Newton under center. Long count. And Newton is back to pass. And he's sacked.
Come back, Jeremy!
Outside the 25-yard line, Justin Reed on the DB blitz. And now Fairbairn comes in for a 46-yard attempt from the left hash mark to try to stretch the lead back to 7 with 4:14 to go.
Hey, we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go!
Big kick here. John Weeks will snap. Anger with the hold. Here's the snap, it's down. Fairbairn's kick is up, and it's good! Fairbairn connects to push the lead back to 7, 27-20 with 4:11 to go in the fourth quarter. Second down and 1, Patriots, final snap of the game, 4 seconds left. Newton deep downfield, and it's caught, but the game is over. Izzo with the reception, the clock says 0, and the Texans beat New England 27-20.
Hey, good job, dude. You as well, my friend. Always great to see your beautiful face.
Congrats on that. What, 170 in a row? Are you in a row or are you?
I'm in a row. So that was passing Trey for most games played as a Texan. That's what that was. So that was pretty cool. Anytime you can pass Trey in anything here with this organization, you know what I'm saying? Johnny! Thanks, buddy. Great to see you, buddy. Best of the family. Oh, great to get the dub.
That ball comes out quickly. I can speak from experience. I had to warm him up when I went and covered the Pro Bowl in Hawaii a couple years ago. We got there early. The practice rules were a little looser, so we were kind of standing on the sidelines. He was the first guy out there. He said, "Hey, Drew, can you come catch a few of these throws?" And I was like, you're not a quarterback, you're not throwing. He's like, "No, that's what we call snaps." I was like, "Okay." And I did it like this so I wouldn't break any teeth or a nose or anything, but he sent them in there. It was pretty fun. My hands didn't break either, so it was good.
Oh, that's good. He's Mr. Consistent, man.
He is too, and so are you. You're great on the show. I'm glad you're here. Can't wait to have you back again very soon, maybe in December. And we can't wait to be back with you again as well. Next time, we're talking about a Texans-Colts matchup. That's going to be a big one. All right, you take care. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you again very soon.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to know when we post new content.